And obviously our sport is first and foremost about safety. And it was unsafe, and it probably crossed the line of something we shouldn't be doing because, like you said, well, you know what we're trying to do. But Eric, put your race fan hat on for a second. You're in the grandstands. You've been sitting here all day long. Like, what do you want to see it happen in that moment if you put yourself in their position?
I would have wanted it to get pushed just so that way I could see a natural finish.
Because like the fans couldn't see.
Yeah.
I was going to say they couldn't see either.
So our original plan was to start the truck race 8 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't happen. Then the plan was going to be to run it after the O'Reilly race. And then they said, well, the latest that will start is like 11:20 was the time they gave us. So it was 9:45. They just called the O'Reilly drivers back to their cars. And I'm hanging out at Speedway Club with some Canadian race fans who were a blast. The problem was the forecast Sunday and Monday just was as unpredictable as Friday and Saturday were. So I understand the box they were in. I also thought back to Chicago for the O'Reilly race the first year they ran there, where like that was the first time I believe ever that they did confirm a race to be complete before it hit the halfway or end of stage 2 element. Yes. So they have that, like, if and in rare instance wiggle room if they needed it, as opposed to just burning laps under caution or trying to wiggle it in. I
think that was what turned the people off the most, was we just burned the last 5 laps under yellow when they could have just, like you said, just easily, all right, we're coming down pit road at lap 85. The race is over. Like, we're not going to do this. Because I think that, like, even if you did that, you'd see it a little, I mean, it'd still be hateful stuff, but, like, you wouldn't get burned for, like, we just literally, in the rain, rode around for 5 laps.
Yeah, Chicago's a little different. The street course is a little different.
You had to leave. Yeah.
You had to leave.
Yeah.
Listen, Charlotte, you didn't.
Listen,
rules are rules.
Chicago
had different rules.
Right. I was watching the stages of Hirschman on the roof after he crashed, and he was upset.
Do we need a Hirsch cam?
Pax sometimes. He's usually very mellow. This was a different case.
I can't picture you getting mad. Not my weekend to be mellow.
So, he was. Yeah, and he was wrecked car. He's mad. He's packing his stuff up. He's getting ready to leave, and he's walking off the roof essentially, right? And tell me what happened.
Yeah, so I was walking off the roof, and it started raining. Like basically,
it was raining.
Then it was a rain at that point. So I'm walking off, and Timon's, the spots for Corey. He's like, "Hirsch, you're not going to stay around and watch us wadded up on this restart?" I'm like, "What do you mean restart?" And he says, "Oh yeah, we're dubbed up. We're coming back to the green." I say, "In the rain?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're going." So I walked up to the railing there, and they called it off really late. But it was like, at that point, it wasn't just a miss, or you couldn't see. It was a rain at that point.
Rain and fog.
So yeah, luckily we thought better
of it.
That's
a tough weekend for everybody. It was.
It's just, and I think it was. I felt this way. Like, not that I didn't want to be there. Obviously, I wanted to be there. I was kind of surrounded by your friends, but like, it was just like, just get this over with. Let's get the out of here. Like,
nothing. I wanted this weekend to be over.
Yeah, and they felt the same way, I think. And listen, it wasn't ideal, and I think it was the wrong decision. We've heard, from some of the officials that said, like, we apologize for putting you guys through that, and we hope it doesn't happen again. But like, it kind of is what it is. And I knew once we got to like the end of the first stage, I was like, they're kind of pot committed now. They're gonna take this thing to the end, no matter what, or call it short. So.